This your boy ACL7, aka it's Dynamo, aka, and I'm back, man. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, man. So every time I drop one of these videos, man, you get it right hot off the press. Oh man, let's get into it, man. The State of Play 2023, right? The Sony PlayStation State of Play. Now we've been waiting for this to drop. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it like right when it came out, you know what I mean? Like, literally had passed out. Seemed like I ain't slept for about 2 days. Talk about how jacked up the State of Play was. They said it's the first State of Play, which it is, for 2023. And I was very unimpressed, very underwhelmed by this State of Play. Now, when it started, I really didn't have no issues with it, you know what I mean? Because I know VR, the PSVR2, just dropped, which is an awesome piece of technology, you know what I mean? I never been interested in VR, but this PSVR2 has my attention. Um, it has a lot of potential. It has a lot of potential in the fact that I am such a GT7 fan. You know, I am a racer sim fan. The fact that I've been hearing nothing but good things about the PSVR2 when it comes to GT7, it makes me want to invest in it. Now, like I said, I need to see a little bit more, but definitely if I do pick up the PSVR2 in the future, GT7 is going to be that game for me. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people say they don't like racing because they drive cars, but hey, that's like me saying I don't play NBA 2K or I don't play Madden because I play basketball and football in real life. I mean, it's silly talk. It's silly talk. So when I hear people say, I don't like, I don't, why would I want to play Gran Turismo 7? Why would I play that? Because I actually drive cars. That's not the point. First off, it's a video game. Just say that you're not good at racing games, or just say you don't like racing games. Because by your logic, that's like a war veteran says, I don't even play Call of Duty or Battlefield because I was actually in the war. Like, come on, it don't make sense. So when I hear some of these goofy dudes out here talking about, why would I play Gran Turismo 7? Why would I play that when I actually drive cars? Like, come on now. The cars that's in GT7, you're never gonna drive. You're never gonna be able to afford. You won't even see them. Most of the cars in GT7, you won't even see these cars in real life. Nor will you ever be able to sit in the seat of some of these $1 million cars, $250,000 cars, $500,000 cars. Like, come on, let's be honest here. You ain't gonna be sitting in no Zonda. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna be sitting in no Bugatti. Like, what are we doing? Yo, what up, Cool Breeze? Good to see you here, dog. Good to see you here. I'm not gonna make this video too long, but I wanted to comment on the State of Play. So they started off with the VR2 stuff. So I didn't have no expectations because I'm like, of course they gotta show off PSVR2 games. You know what I mean? Like I said, it is what it is. You know what I mean? There was some things that looked cool, but I'm still waiting for that killer app when it comes to PSVR2. Like I said, GT7, if I do happen to invest in the VR space, you know what I mean, with the PSVR2, GT7 is gonna, because I play that game all the time anyway, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a goofy, you know. That show was dry. I got a key. Oh man, Cool Breeze. It sucked ass. It sucked ass, man. And keep in mind, it was almost an hour. It didn't even seem like it was that long. Like, I'm serious, it didn't. So they let me know. They kept showing trash back to back to back. You know what I mean? They was just showing a whole bunch of trash. Cause when it was over, I was like, damn, this was almost an hour show. It didn't seem like it, but I was waiting for something big to be shown, you know? And yeah, absolutely nothing. So, like I said, my expectation wasn't too high. Once they started with the VR2 games and stuff like that, I'm like, all right, cool. Then they started showing some of these whack ass indie games that was shown prior to the last, what, 2 or 3 state of plays ago, right? It was like 2 or 3 state of plays ago. That one called Humanity or Human or whatever, that was shown a long time ago. Like, I'm like, I forgot about that game. That human game with all those little human characters in that puzzler like game, like, that's old. That one where they showed where it's like the talking animals, the talking beasts and stuff like that, that's old. Like, why were they showing that crap? Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Cool Breeze. That's what I was about to get to. I'm just kind of going in order with this. In that one game, with the talking beast and stuff like that, the talking rhino, the female rhino talking and stuff like that's old. I'm like, why are they showing this crap? Like, nobody cares about that. Nobody say. I know what people are gonna say. Well, it's a game forever. Yeah, you're right. But this is our first state of play of 2023. Why do we have to be shown some old indie games that literally everybody forgot? You can't tell me y'all did not forget about that Humanity game and that other game with the talking beasts. You know what I mean? With the talking rhinos and elephants and stuff. Like, you can't tell me that y'all did not forget about that game. That is not something that y'all put on y'all wish list. Stop it. Stop it. Now, they did show off the RE4, the Resident Evil 4, which I'm excited for. You know what I mean? I love the original one. You know what I'm saying? Back on the PS2. You know what I mean? I was a huge fan of Resident Evil 4. Um, yeah, I liked it. All the other ones. I mean, as we know, the Resident Evil. Uh, exactly. Where is Sly Cooper? Who knows? But um, with the Resident Evil series, it's always been a hit or miss throughout the decades with it. But RE4 has always was one of my favorite ones. You know what I mean? It wasn't the best, but it was definitely one of my favorite ones, right? So when they showed that, I'm kind of like, I don't need to see any more of Resident Evil 4. I don't need to see any more. Okay, they're gonna drop a demo soon. Great. Let's get the demo so we can actually get our hands on it and play a slice of the game. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely want to get my hands on it to see how it feels mechanically. How the gameplay feels, how it flows, and things like that. How it looks on, a 4K screen and whatnot, right? So when they showed that, I wasn't really impressed because I'm like, I know what the game is like. Yeah, I know this is a remake, so there's gonna be some things added. You know what I'm saying, to RE4, but it's like, come on, just y'all don't need to show no more Resident Evil. We got it. We know what we're getting pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, we know what we're getting. I don't need to keep seeing this game. I don't need to keep seeing the parry moves and the combat and stuff like that. And um, what I did like. Let me say this. What I did like about the RE4, them showing like the little demo slash gameplay trailer or whatever, is the way the weapons are configured to the controller is set up just like The Last of Us 2. I noticed that, and I'm like, I'm cool with that because I really like the way you know what I'm saying, like you switch your guns in The Last of Us 2. So when I seen that down there in the corner, I'm like, oh, bet this is really gonna make RE4 good. You know what I mean? They got The Last of Us 2 gameplay mechanics as far as the gunplay. Oh, that is great. The way you select the guns with the crosspad, with the D-pad. Oh man, like that's awesome. That's awesome. I don't know, did anybody else catch that, but it has The Last of Us 2 set up for how you pick your guns and switch your guns and everything like that, your weapons and stuff like that. I know you still go to your cache or whatever. You know what I mean? You still got your cache box, but as far as like once you're in the world, you switching your weapons to your grenades and everything like that. It's set up just like The Last of Us 2. That is dope. That is dope. You know what I mean? So that just made me more excited for Resident Evil 4. All right, let's keep on going down the line. Oh man, the Justice League. the Justice League. Oh man. Oh man. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. They spent the majority. I know they remove a chance of enemies, man. Yeah, I know. You know what? You know what? Before I get into Kill the Justice League, Cool Breeze, I'm hoping they just haven't showed that, because if anything I remember about those chants in Resident Evil 4 was when those mages or those dudes, those sorcery dudes walk around, and when you get in certain places, they be like midi 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 midi. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Cool Breeze. Those dudes that walk around with those robes on, they be like, midi, 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 bah. Midi, 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 bah. Like, I used to always mock that. Like, it was hilarious. Little chance that they that they make in Resident Evil 4, man. Like, that was, then back in the day, there used to be two things that I used to chant with the game. And one was, grenade. That was the Gears of War joint, right? With the locust horde, right? But grenade, grenade. and then in Resident Evil 4, it's like midi 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 midi. But I don't know what they were saying, but it was hilarious. It was hilarious. And then, what are you buying? What are you buying? What are you selling? Like the Australian a dude that you buy the guns from, you know what I mean? The shop owner and stuff like that. Ah, man, like, what are you buying? Like, I used to love that, man. Like, come on, man. I don't know what the hell they were saying. I don't know what they were saying, but I used to love those things back in the day. How certain games had their trademark sound effects or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it was fucking hilarious. But anyway, back to yeah, exactly, Cooper, exactly. It definitely had a lot of memorable moments. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how they're gonna do the president's daughter. Actually, I don't know how they're gonna do her. Ada Wong has always been sexy. You know what I mean? Like, they need to go ahead and just make an all new IP for Ada Wong. Like, for real, they just need to go ahead and do a standalone on its own at Ada Wong chapter. You know what I mean? Because I want to know more about Ada Wong. You know what I mean? Like, she's very mysterious. You know, that would be dope to have just a standalone game of her and her storyline. Like, where's she from? What she do? You know, I'm like, where she come from? You know what I mean? Like, you know how she got linked up with Leon and everybody else. You know, that would be dope. Having an Ada Wong Resident Evil, right? And I'm talking about a new one. I'm talking about a brand new story to Ada Wong. But let's get into the Suicide Squad, the Kill the Justice League crap. The fact that they spent the majority of the time on this game, I like how the the people over there at the studio, when they were talking about this game, was not addressing the fact that nobody wanted this crap. Nobody wanted this crap when it came to Kill the Justice League. Everybody was thinking that this was going to be a single player experience, a grand adventure when it came to the Arcane Studios. Like, come on, man. Come on. Like, what are we doing? And why they sitting up there talking about the Suicide Squad? Why they sitting up there talking about it? They're not even addressing what it really is. And I get it, they're promoting the game, right? But they have to know. They have to have heard how we feel about them doing this game with this co-op crap online. Like, we didn't want this game. And I guarantee you this game is going to flop. It is going to flop. It is going to flop hard. Mark my words. This game is going to flop big time. Now, keep in mind, when it was first shown a few years ago, right? It looked good back then. Back then, Kill the Justice League had everybody's attention because we're like, oh shit. We about to get something that might rival the old Batman Arkham Knight games and shit. Like, you know what I mean? We're going to get a quality game. You know what I mean? Like, Oh man, Arcane Studios, like we know what they known for. And the fact they want to go with a live service game, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is disgusting. This is disgusting to me. Absolutely disgusting. The fact that they would do this and then try to make this game seem like this is going to be a great game. This is not going to, it's a live service game. This Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a live service game. Nobody wants it. Now we already know all of these live service games that's been failing. What do you think is going to happen to this game? What do you think is going to happen? Because these live service games has been getting chopped. They've been getting chopped up lately. They've been getting chopped up from the ground up. Right? All of these live service games is canceling their services. Even if they had like an offline mode, some of those are being canceled. Like some of these games are being completely decimated, right? Completely decimated across the board when it comes to this live service stuff. And the same thing is gonna happen with this Suicide Kill the Justice League. It's going to happen because nobody wanted this game. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of Kill the Justice League. Did y'all catch how big of a downgrade this game is? Oh, man. Talking about downgrade. Talking about downgrade. Like, y'all, hey, look. Don't get mad with me, okay? Y'all seen the exact same thing I seen, okay? I didn't make the game. I didn't come up with an idea to this game. Fortnite straight running it when it comes to exactly. But we all know games like Fortnite and stuff like that, and Destiny 2 and stuff. Games like that. Those live service games are like rare unicorns, right? You know, you have your unicorn that you're used to seeing, right? But take that and magnify it into it being like uh, a unicorn that's half horse and half zebra. You know what I mean? Like this unicorn has zebra stripes, right? That's what Fortnite games like Fortnite and fucking uh, Minecraft and certain games like that are like rare unicorns. Rarely do live service games survive. You know what I mean? It's a very saturated market, right? It's a very saturated market when it comes to these live service games. Because live service, all I hear when I hear the word live service is greed. That's all I hear. When I hear the word live service, I hear greed. That's all I hear. Because that's what it's all about. It's all about MTX, microtransactions, heavily monetized transactions. That's all I hear when it comes to the words live service. Greed. That's what it equates to. That's exactly what it equates to. Is greed. So, if any of y'all thinking that this Kill the Justice League is not about the flop, I'm here to give y'all the news. This game is going to flop hard. It's not going to do well. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to do well at all. I'm pretty sure when the price is revealed on how much it is, which would probably be a $70 game, it will probably be going on. It will probably be on sale in the next couple weeks after it is released. Mark my words. Mark my words. It's going to be on sale within that month. Within that month of release, it's going to go on sale. It's going to get a price cut because nobody asked for this game. And then on top of that, it's a major downgrade. It's a major, y'all seen it. Come on, Cool Breeze. If you watched it, you cannot tell me you did not see how big of a downgrade this game is. Keep in mind, the game don't even look fun. Now, when they first shown this back here a couple years ago, we thought we was getting this single player huge adventure game. You know what I mean? Like, it looked dope, kind of like Oh gosh, what is that game that I played? That was like a hidden gem, man. Like it was so underrated. Oh gosh, what's that game? It had Gamora in it. It had Drax in it. The raccoon dude. The little raccoon in it. Oh god, what was the name of that game? That game was so underrated. Like that game was a gem. That game was a gem. That game was so dope. Being able to switch between those four players like that, and it was a single player adventure game, and all of the powers, how you can combine their powers together and stuff like that. I really never paid attention. So, look, look. Okay, well, cool breeze. Look, go back and look at the old trailers, right? To Kill the Justice League. Go back and look at how good that game looked back here a couple years ago, right? Compared to what we just seen tonight. Oh man, it's a huge downgrade. Huge downgrade. I mean, it literally looks like, if I can compare it to anything, it looks like a Xbox One S game. Um, Maybe a PS4 game, like in the middle of the PS4 life cycle. That's how Kill the Justice League looks like. And keep in mind, this supposed to be next generation. Like, well, I'm so used to saying next generation because so many people don't have a PS5 yet. But the current gen right now with the Series X and the PS5, Kill the Justice League is supposed to be current gen only, right? Oh my God, the downgrade is ridiculous. It looks like a mid life cycle PS4 game. Not even PS4, a PS4 Pro game. This is like a mid tier life cycle PS4 game. An Xbox One S looking game. Horrible. Horrible. Absolutely and downright disgusting. This looks disgusting. And the gameplay looked at trash. The gameplay looked at like complete and utter trash. Like, I'm telling you, playing this game, seeing that it's a live service game and you're supposed to play with four players online, this game is going to suck ass. And then they're talking about there's a solo mode or whatever. Like, no, it's built to be online. It's built for co-op, four-player co-op. So you already know that AI, if you play solo, the AI is going to be trash. It's going to be complete trash. Yeah, that downgrade is grabbing me. Exactly. Exactly, Breeze. Exactly. Like, oh my God, I'm so tired of live service games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really worried about factions, right? For The Last of Us. For The Last of Us 2, I'm really worried about factions. I mean, if they make this game a live service game, oh man, oh man. Keep in mind, factions for The Last of Us is one of my favorite multiplayer games ever. And I don't say that lightly. Factions is one of my top multiplayer games ever. Like, oh my God, I've spent thousands of hours on factions. Now, I do have a little faith in Naughty Dog with doing factions right, right? Even if it's a live service, I have a little faith that they will do this game right, right? But at the same time, it's still attached with live service, right? If that's what we're getting. Keep in mind, this is just my opinion, y'all. This is just my opinion. Exactly. Exactly. Because the way things go today, it's either a hit or it's a bust. And then you attach live service to it. Ooh, now you treading in some really murky waters. You really treading on some murky waters when you attach live service to it. Like I said, this is my opinion. This is not factual, y'all. So don't take my word for the gospel, right? I'm just saying, I don't know what to expect from factions, but if they setting this up like a battle royale or a live service game or whatever, it is. We know it's gonna be multiplayer. We know that, right? I don't have a problem with it being multiplayer because that's what the original factions is multiplayer. You play with two teams of four, right? You know what I mean? So I have no problems with that. I mean, I love the way the game is set up in factions. You know what I mean? Being online, you got your four-player squad. The enemy is four-player squad. You know what I mean? And you on these, on these, you work as a team. You know what I mean? Trying to go Rambo in factions will get you murked. Like there is no Ramboing on factions. You have to work as a team. You able to give people weapons, give them things that you crafted. Like factions is so dope. It's so dope. So I'm really hoping that they do this justice. Now, piggybacking off doing something justice. The Justice League is gonna be a flop. It's gonna be a flop. I know this is gonna hurt fans, the people that's fan of the Arkham Knights and all of that stuff like that. We all expected something different, and so did I. You know what I mean? I did too. When we was first shown Kill the Justice League. Good AI, yeah, it is. It is, especially in 2023. Like we shouldn't be getting these brainless dumb AI anymore. Keep in mind, and I know this is different, but it's still AI. Gran Turismo just updated their game to have this real complex, sophisticated AI called Sophie, right? It's called She's called Sophie in Gran Turismo. It is on a whole nother level. I played with Sophie the other day, and I'm like, yo, like you do not feel like you're playing against AI, computer AI. You feel like you are playing against a human player, right? Like it is so dope. Like sometimes they can help you while you on the track. Sometimes they against you on the track, and they communicate with you through emojis, which is dope. You know what I mean? So if you like side swipe a car in GT7, you know what I mean? You'll get that frown face emoji. You know what I mean? Or if you pass them right, going around the curve and kind of, going on the chicane or something like that. If you hit a chicane on the track, right, and you happen to pass somebody, like they'll throw up the emoji, like give you that wink, like, all right, you got me, you know what I mean? But and you will hear them, you'll hear Sophie like wink. You'll see, like if she passed by you, if Sophie passed by you real quick, like right, you'll see her wink. The emoji will wink, and it makes a sound effect. Like it has different sound effects. Sophie has different sound effects, so it's so dope because you do not feel like you playing a computer. That Sophie technology that they just implemented in GT7 is on another level. It's on another level. I mean, it takes team racing to a whole nother level. Like Sophie can teach you how to race better. She can show you how to take certain curves better. You know what I mean? Like how to improve your time. Like it's amazing to use Sophie. It is. I'm so addicted to using Sophie. Like I'm like, this is the way racing games should be. Racing sims should be. There, I'm not being a hater. I'm not being a hater. I know Forza has been around for a long time and it's a good game. It's never been a bad game. It's always been a pretty game and a good game, okay? But I'm telling you, Forza does not compare to Gran Turismo 7. Period, point blank. It's not the same. It's not the same. Okay? And now they just implemented Sophie into GT7 and you have full control over PSVR2 and Gran Turismo. Everybody that's even the niggas that play Xbox that love Xbox, right? They love Xbox, but they got a PS5. I have heard these dudes jump into podcasts and it's like, look, y'all know I am a hardcore Xbox dude, but I'm here to tell you that Gran Turismo 7 in the PSVR 2 is unlike anything I have ever experienced in my life when it comes to gaming. Like, these are hardcore Xbox dudes. Their minds are blown. Their minds are blown on what Gran Turismo already was doing, and then now they've implemented the PSVR2, and now they put Sophie, this intelligent AI, into the game. Like, I've never heard Xbox dudes just say, you know what? Look. If you don't have a PS5, or if you're not fucking with the PSVR2, what are you doing? Why are you even calling yourself a gamer? Why are you even gaming? Because what's going on the PlayStation 5, and now this PSVR2 being implemented into some of these existing games, Xbox, the Xbox is not doing nothing like that. I mean, what? Are you serious? Xbox is doing nothing that PlayStation is doing right now. Absolutely nothing. PlayStation is on a whole nother level. They're on a whole nother level. They're in a different stratosphere from what the Xbox is doing. Yeah, you have Game Pass. People say it's wonderful. It's a wonderful service and all of those great things. Okay, so, I mean, PlayStation has Essential, Extra, and Premium. I mean, and they throwing great games in there all the time. A lot of AAA blockbuster bangers is into the premium services or into the extra services. You know what I mean? Even if you get Essential, you still get great games every month. You know what I mean? And just like Game Pass. So I can't say they're equal, but as far as, for the most part, the PlayStation, the PlayStation, uh, you know what I'm saying, the PlayStation tiers is better than Game Pass. Damn, I didn't get to read that message. Yeah, the PlayStation tiers, the games that they have within the PlayStation Extra or the Premium, not so much Premium, but if you get that middle tier, the Extra, it offers you the entire catalog of the PS4 with all the bangers, with all the AAA bangers. And those games usually stay in there. The majority of 99% of the games stay in that service. They don't take them off. They don't remove them like Game Pass removes games. You know what I mean? You only have a limited time to play certain games. Like, literally, the games that comes into the service for PlayStation, those games stay in, right? Now, here's what it all ties together. Kill the Justice League, right? With it being a live service game, I'm telling you, this game is gonna flop. It's gonna flop. It is not going to survive. What more is Arcade said? Exactly, Cool Breeze. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. A lot of people like Forza Horizon. They like the Horizon series because it is more arcadey. You know, Motorsport. Xbox dudes really don't play racing sims like that. You know what I'm saying? Which is sad because Motorsport do look like a good game. You know what I mean? But because the Xbox dudes like arcadey racing games, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But even with that, keep in mind, whether you got Horizon or Motorsport, they don't have a controller like the DualSense. Okay, they do not have a controller like the DualSense, nor do they have the PSVR. You see what I'm saying? Well, I mean, we're on the PSVR too. You know, they don't have that. So when you are already playing any racing game, matter of fact, if you're playing any game on the PlayStation 5, you're using the DualSense with any game, so your gaming is already on another level, right? Implement that into a racing sim. Like I said, I love GT7. Like, there's nothing like it. The fact that you're able to feel the grass, you know what I'm saying? When you know what I'm saying, you go off the track, you know, you can feel the grass, you can feel the dirt, you can feel the rocks and the pebbles in the road, you know what I mean? Like, if you barely taking the curb or something, you know what I mean, and you feel the rocks under your tire, you know what I mean, that can make you slip off the road. Like, you can feel all that. I don't know if I'm better make it perfect sense. Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, I'm not, I haven't been interested in VR either. You know what I mean? Like, I never even got the first one, you know? But this PSVR2, I am very interested in. And the fact that it was a free upgrade, it was a free upgrade for Gran Turismo. Free upgrade. It was a huge update. And then they threw Sophie in the mix. It's the most intelligent AI I have ever seen in a game. I can only imagine if they use this AI in other games, like adventure games, you know what I mean, or games like The Last of Us 2. I can only imagine. Keep in mind the AI in The Last of Us 2 is very well done. It's very done. It's very well done. But free night. Yes. Yes, Cool Breeze. Yes. Yes. It was free 99. Yes it was. Yes it was. I couldn't believe it. Like literally. It said update, and I mean they dropped more tracks, right? It was more tracks, more cars, um, or more circuits. Like it was a huge update. The whole VR showroom thing, all of that, you know what I'm saying? Because if you had the PSVR2, now you're able to like get in your car, you're able to touch the back seats, you're able to get in the car and look and play around with all of the stuff inside the car. You're able to do all this crazy stuff in VR, right? That you can't do, without the VR2 system, the PSVR2 system, So yeah, it was a huge update that they just did. Like, what was it, yesterday or a couple of days ago? Yeah, like I cut on my PS5 and voila, free update for GT7, including Sophie. I'm like, yo, this Forza Motorsport don't have a chance. Like, there should be no comparison. Absolutely no comparison. Maybe compare the graphics, but I mean, GT7 is already doing native 4K 60 frames per second. Okay, it does have ray tracing. I know. People, well, it's not ray tracing on the track. It actually is ray tracing on the track. If you read the setup when you're setting it up, whether you're picking frame rate or the ray tracing, right? Whether you're prioritizing frame rate or the ray tracing, it says it. If you read it, see, that's what I'm saying. That's how you know people don't own GT7. See, I own GT7. I had it when it came out, and it says it when you're setting up. Ray tracing will be used on the track in certain places. If it jeopardizes your track speed, or you know what I mean, anything that has to do, you know what I'm saying, with winning races or whatever, ray tracing will automatically cut off. You know what I mean? So you could be in a race and ray tracing is turned on, but when it comes to like track times and stuff like that, ray tracing automatically cuts off in the game. Now, ray tracing also is in the demo, photo mode, scapes, and all of the other things, right? Like if you set it up that way, you know what I mean? If you're not prioritizing frame rate, if you're prioritizing the quality of the game and using ray tracing, it is implemented on the track. That's what I'm saying. Like people, this is how I know people don't play these games. I know it because I always set up GT7 when I go in and play it. Sometimes I like to play it with ray tracing. Sometimes, if I'm just playing, you know what I'm saying? If I'm just playing and not trying to set lap times and track times and stuff like that, or drag racing and shit like that, I'll turn on ray tracing. And it's glorious, right? It's glorious. It's still at 60 frames per second. It's still at 60 frames per second. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, it's crazy. Keep in mind, it's 4K, 60 frames per second, HDR. Ray tracing is implemented here and there. No, ray tracing isn't just on, okay? It's just not on. Like if you're just racing, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're drag racing or doing drift or whatever in GT7, no, ray tracing is not on. But if you're just cruising around the track and you have ray tracing on, ray tracing is on the track. Like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Like, jeez, like it's smart how they do it, and people don't even realize how expensive and how demanding they are. Thank you, thank you. That's all I'm saying. Like, people only talk these narratives because they heard somebody else say something, right? They regurgitate what somebody else says, okay? They don't know factual, okay? They don't know factual. What I'm saying to you is not somebody else's. I'm saying this about GT7 because I own GT7, and when I go to my settings menu, I set it up. Whether I'm playing for frame rates or I'm playing for quality with ray tracing, I know what each thing tells you. You know what I mean? If you want the native 4K 60 frames per second and you want to prioritize your lap tracks and everything like that, your drag race times, or your drifting points, and all of that stuff like that. You don't need ray tracing on. You know what I mean? The game already looks great as it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's stunning to look at, right? But if you just want to cruise around the track in some cool ass cars, or some classic vintage cars and stuff like that, turn on the ray tracing. You're still gonna get 60 frames per second. Jeez. But you ain't going, and I know the reason why they have ray tracing turned it on and off if you set it up like that. The reason why they have it like that is because it has that dynamic weather. That weather system is very CPU taxing, because the weather thing is, it's bizarre. Like, it's beyond any kind of weather system that I've ever seen in a racing game. Like when it rains, you know what I mean? Like, certain parts of the track is wet at certain times. You know what I mean? Even when it stops raining and the sun comes out, like, the way that certain parts of the track stay damp. You know what I mean? So it can look like it's drying, but if you take one of those curves too hard or something like that, and there's a little puddle still left in that turn right there, you can wipe out. Like, the weathering system in GT7 is on the next level. But I'm getting off track here. Right? I just want to say this. This first State of Play of 2023 was utter trash. It was straight trash. Like I said, I gave it a pass at the beginning because PSVR2 just dropped. So I knew they had to show more games to that. Okay? Cool. I'm cool with that, right? No problem there. But the rest of that shit was trash. They showed us games. They showed us ugly ass indie games that nobody cared about. Everybody forgot. I don't know why they were showing us that mess. And then they spent the rest of the time showing us the Justice League, kill the Suicide Squad. I mean, I said kill the Justice League. The Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League. They showed that for the remainder of State of Play, and it was utter trash. It was a huge downgrade, a huge disappointment. They didn't even need to do this State of Play. They could have just did a trailer. They could have just did a gameplay trailer on IGN or something like that, or GameSpot or whatever, right? They could have did that. They didn't need a State of Play for this crap that they showed. I don't want to see another State of Play unless there's a Spider-Man 2 or a Factions, you know what I mean, or Wolverine, or Stellar Blade or something. Show me something. Show me something worth looking at, man. Because this State of Play was garbage, garbino, straight trash. Oh man, one of them indies look. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, I mean, see, I can admit it. I can admit it, Cool Breeze. I'm an indie whore. Yeah, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. I am an indie whore to the max, right? I am an indie whore. Okay, I love indie games. I do. I love them with a passion. I love indie games more than I do a lot of these AAA blockbuster bangers. I do. I'm not even gonna lie, I am an indie whore. Because usually when I play certain indie games, they're great indie games, double A indie games, triple A indie games. And they're done well. They're complete games. I don't have to worry about them having all this attention on them, you know what I mean? And they're unfinished or unpolished. No, indie games are indie games, you know what I mean? And they're well implemented, you know what I mean? They don't have nothing to prove but to be a great game or tell a great story or have great gameplay mechanics. That's why I am an indie whore. I might have to coin that term because, yes, I am an indie whore. I love indie games straight up, first and foremost, you know what I mean? Like, yes, I love my AAA games. I love my blockbuster bangers, no doubt about that. You know what I mean? My exclusive AAA bangers. But at the same time, I would rather have great indie games. You know what I mean? Where I don't have to worry about all that crazy hype around it and listening to all these people all over the internet trashing this indie game, because people don't care about indie games like that. You know what I mean? And I like that indie games is in that space like that, because when a great indie game comes out, I get to play it all to myself and enjoy every aspect to this great indie game. And if you happen to miss it, you happen to miss it. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. I keep throwing this out there because nobody want to hear me. But if you own a PlayStation, if you don't believe me that I'm an indie whore, play this game called Hunt Down. That's all I gotta say. You're welcome. It's one of my favorite indie games, one of the lost jewels on the PlayStation. It's called Hunt Down. That is you're a contracted hitman, And that's all I'm gonna tell you. It's called Hunt Down. HUNTDOWN. Hunt Down. And you hunt down gangs, kingpins, and all type of stuff. It is a great game. I love that game. It's one of my favorite indie games of all time. It's one of the most underrated jewels on PlayStation, right? So trust me, and it's a cheap game. You probably can get it for like $5. You know what I mean? Right now, you probably get it for $5. You know what I mean? Exactly. That's why I'm an indie whore. That's why I'm an indie whore. Because those people the developers that make indie games, they just want to create a great game. They want to have a great fucking game, great storyline, great mechanics. You know what I mean? Great, just great everything. It don't need a big budget. You don't need a big budget to have a great game. You don't. You don't. You don't need $200 million to create a great game. You know what I'm saying? Just throw a few millions at some great artists, and voila, you can have a banger, an indie banger, a double A indie banger, a triple A indie banger. Like straight up, you can have this. But the developers and the artists have to have that passion to do it. That's why I like when these developers and these indie studios stay within their lane and in their circle when it comes to making indie games, because they always make a complete product. They always make a well done product. I am an indie whore. I am. I can admit to it that I am. That doesn't mean I don't like my AAA bangers, but indie games is where it's at for me. I love great indie games. I always have. I always have. But yeah, Justice League. I keep getting off topic. The Justice League is gonna flop. It's gonna flop, and it was a huge downgrade. It's ugly. The game looks ugly. It looked like like I said, it looks like a mid-tier life cycle PS4 game, an Xbox One S game. You know what I mean? Not an Xbox One X either. Nope, not a PS4 Pro either. It looks like the mid-life cycle of the PS4, straight up. The game is ugly. It looks like crap. The combat will be boring, especially playing with 4 players. I know the AI is going to be dumb if you play single player. Like it's just trash. It's just trash, and it's gonna flop. It's gonna flop. This game is not gonna do well. It will go on when they release the price of the game, which is gonna be $70. It will be on sale for the next few weeks, couple weeks, right after the game is released, because nobody's gonna buy this crap. Nobody's gonna buy it. Nobody's gonna buy it because nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted this game. That's what y'all not getting. For the people that know what I'm talking about, understand my passion about this. Nobody asked for this game, nor did anybody want this game. When you announced this game, yes, we were excited because we thought we were gonna get like a Batman Arkham Asylum style game. You know what I mean? Because they known to make great games. But this one right here, this ain't it, Chief. This ain't it, Chief, at all. This is not it at all. Nobody wanted this game. Nobody asked for this game. It's gonna flop. It's gonna do bad. I mean, Animal Mutation. Are you kidding me? I own that game. I beat that game. Like, what are we doing? I love that game. Come on, come on. You know I didn't miss that one, Breeze. Animal Mutation. Like, I didn't miss that game, bro. I did not miss that game, okay? That was a great freaking game, man. Go back and look at some of my old videos. Like, some of my old videos, I started with that game. You know what I mean? Like, me making these videos, I had that game playing in the background while I was making my videos. Oh my God, I love that game, yo. Anna, come on. I know everybody says this game different, but the only way I know how to say it is Animutationum. You know what I mean? The way I think it was IGN had me cracking them how they said. They said we don't know how to really say it, but it's like Animutationina nina nananim. They didn't know how to say it. It was hilarious. Yeah, they was kind of poking fun at the name. You know what I mean? So I just call it Anna. You know what I mean? but yeah, cool breeze. That's a dope game. See, me and you are like-minded when it comes to indie game. I think you're indie whore too. I think you are an indie whore too, Cool Breeze. I I think me and you, we need to go to a brothel. You know what I mean? Because I think we're indie whores. You know what I mean? For you to say that game right there, and that's one of my favorite indie games as well. Oh my God, me and you, our gaming likenesses are the same. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I wouldn't miss that title for the world. But anyway, thank y'all, thank y'all for stopping through. Cool Breeze, I just found out that you was an indie whore like I am. That is great. Atomic Heart, yeah, I've been having my eye on that too. I like the aesthetics of that game. I seen the gameplay of that game and the aesthetics of the game. It looks very interesting. It looks very interesting. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, Yes, yes. Or Fiend. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. A Fiend. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. Indie Fiend. All right. I like that. I like that lingo too. I like that lingo too. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Um, yeah, the Atomic Heart looks dope to me. Looks dope to me. That's a game I definitely want to try out for sure. It looks very interesting. It looks very interesting. Like for real. I seen somebody had made a video saying that they lost their virginity to those robot twins. It was hilarious. I know I didn't click into it, but I seen the title of it and I just kind of laughed to myself. They was like losing my virginity to the twins. Like, and the way she was bent down over him had her pussy all in his face and stuff. I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. This is a robot chick, two robot twin chicks. Like it was hilarious. But yeah, on that note, man, I wish I had something better to say about State of Play 2023. But hopefully, the next one, the next State of Play we get, we're going to start seeing some bangers, right? Maybe they was just getting the trash out the way early. You know what I mean? Maybe they was just taking out the trash early on this State of Play. That's the only way I can look at it right now. Is that this was the first State of Play and they was just throwing out the trash early. You know what I mean? Because the next State of Play, this is when shit is about to be rocking. This shit is about to go down. This we about to see all these bangers that we've been waiting to see more of. You know what I mean? Those graphics are dumb crispy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with you there. It's a definitely a different look. You know what I mean? And I like the way the game looks. It's a different look. You usually don't see that type of look in a video game. And that's what's intriguing to me. You know what I mean? It's how that game looks. Like it's just different. It just looks different. Like it's a different setting, different characters. Um just different things that you're not used to having within a video game world. I'm definitely interested in that. I bet. I bet. I bet that game looks crazy on the 4K screen. Oh, no doubt to that. Just oh man. See, you making me want to pick that shit up tonight. But I'm already on my backlog right now. You know what I mean? Like you see the game I already got up here. You know what I mean? I just started playing this game. You know, like I have a backlog of great fucking games, man. Like oh my God, I'll get to it. I will get to it. You know, like man, so many great games is dropping. So many great games. And in all honesty, I wish Xbox would do the same. They are the richest software company on planet Earth, and they have every opportunity to make the greatest games known to gamers. Right? They are capable of making the greatest game known to gamers if they wanted to. If they wanted to, because there's nothing stopping them from making great games, man. Oh man, I heard that. Man, I heard nothing but good things about that remaster of that Metro Prime. I heard nothing but good things about that Metroid Prime, man. People saying like it is the best game on the Switch. From what I've seen, it looked like it too. It looks like it too. Like they like that is the ultimate killer app on the Switch right now. I don't know how that game looks that clean. Yeah, Nintendo did the damn thing, dog. Nintendo did the damn thing. You know what I mean? For that game to look like that, almost make you think like, is this game supposed to be on the Switch or does this supposed to be on Nintendo's next gen hardware? You know what I mean? Like, because yeah, from what I seen, I was like, this on the Switch? It looks that good on the Switch? Amazing. Amazing. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I mean, keep in mind, it was already a great game. You know what I mean? It was already a gem. You know what I mean? And the fact that they remastered it and did it that well on the Switch, it should be sitting at a 95. Hands down. Hands down. Man, I just hope gaming keep going like this. Keep dropping them bangers. I just want Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox to keep dropping these bangers. You know what I mean? To keep dropping these bangers. That's what I'm saying. As long if competition is out there and competition is thriving between these corporations, we win as gamers. We constantly get polished, great games, whether they indie games or big budget titles or whatever like that. As long as there is healthy competition between these corporations, we benefit as gamers. Fuck the fanboy shit. Fuck the fanboy shit. I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. A rock solid 60 frames per second. That's crazy for the Switch. Like, oh man, that's what's up though. Enjoy that game, Breeze. Enjoy that game, Chief. Enjoy that game. Like straight up. Like, man. I need to dust my Switch off and get on that too. You know what I mean? Because my Switch around here somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, if that's a reason to pull out my Switch, I'm definitely on it. I'm definitely on it. But on that note, man, it's your boy H07, man. I'm out of here. You know, I've been rambling with you, and it's all good. I enjoy making these videos, man. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, man, and do what y'all gonna do. You know what I mean? If you want to see more great content, y'all see my Cash App right there in the little section down there. You know, throw your boy a couple bones right there. You know what I mean? Maybe I can get some new equipment and shit. You know what I mean? Start putting my face back on this bad boy. You know what I mean? Giving y'all more great content because y'all already know I'm gonna bring it to y'all just the way y'all like it. You know what I mean? Hot and right off the press. You already know. Shout out to you, Breeze, man. Thank you for stopping through. Everybody else that's gonna come through. You know what I mean? I know how y'all be coming through. You know what I mean? Y'all dip in and dip out. It's all good, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Keep rocking out. Hopefully the next day to play is what we want it to be. Because this one right here, this ain't it, Chief. This ain't it at all, man. On that note, I'm out this piece. Exclusives, exclusives, exclusives. Yeah.